Hello, class. Welcome to Professional Foundations of Ethics case number 6, done by Paul Rodriguez, Wes Hutton, Kelvin Brito, and Matt Mooney. Let's get started. So, our case study or ethics case, we literally had Mary for a patient, and she was a physical therapist that had 2 years' experience. She was currently working in an outpatient facility for orthopedic care, and she is right now the only full time physical therapist that is working. However, she does have 3 part time physical therapists and also 4 PTAs that work with her as well. And those PTAs are full time. So basically, she is the only full fledged PT that is constantly there from morning to end of the shift. And in the clinic, from reading on, it also states that there is a lot of cancellations and missed appointments at this clinic. So, mainly due to that reason, the company has actually started to double book all the clinicians and making them work twice as hard and also give patient care a start just making start suffering due to how many patients are seen by each individual physical therapist. So the co-workers or clinicians are starting to feel burnt out. And in this ethics case, there is a patient that Mary actually comes across and is actually doing a treatment for. The patient has already started to complain that he has to pay $40 for his copay every single visit, and he is starting to become more frustrated and more irate with the program because he's not progressing like he feels he should be, and also he is seeing a PTA work with him, but unfortunately, due to the double booking, that PTA also has to spend time with the other patient that's during that set amount of time. So he's not getting the quality time or the attention that he thinks he deserves for his extra $40. Now we move on to Mary's Dilemma, which has seen a shift in quality due to the changes in scheduling and is concerned about the effectiveness of the treatment. She has actually discussed it with her supervisor, and right now the supervisor has told her that she should be happy with where she's working and she should really just suck it up, buckle, and take on 2 patients every 30 minutes, basically. For what she should do, we actually were able to develop certain scenarios. The best scenario we found out will come on later on. So, moving on to the realm of the ethics case. The individual realm, or the quality of care, has declined for patients, is what we found out for this certain scenario. And then for the organizational or the institutional realm, which is the realm of the higher ups and the staff, along with the patients as well, due to them double booking and the quality of care going down since everyone has 2 patients per 1 PT. And then if you look at the society, including that double booking, it actually puts a bad rep on the company, allowing the society or the people in the community to look at this company and realize, hey, they're not putting as much time as possible into their patients when they need to be because they are so slammed with patients that they are not giving a qualified care. Now, there are 4 steps in the ethical decision making. The first one, recognize and define the ethical issues. We found those ethical issues to be in relation to Mary and her coworkers and quality care of every single patient. Double bookings is not a thing that should be happening in any clinic unless there is actually a PTA that can actually take on that patient while the physical therapist works with one patient and the PTA takes the other one. And reflecting back onto that same issue, it could easily be better resolved in a way where everyone will be able to be less stressed. Each patient will be able to stay with their PT and get care that they pay for. And for number 3, for Mary to decide for the right thing to do, we found out that she should actually go ahead and try to go higher up and talk to basically the boss that's above her supervisor to figure out what this situation can be resolved due to every single patient being seen by one physical therapist throughout the whole day. So for implement, it would take both sides of the fences to work together, including the supervisor, Mary, and the bosses to work. And then for them to then evaluating the situation, what I've stated is basically just trying to get more hands on deck as PTs and PTAs for every single patient as well. And recognizing and defining the ethical situations. As I've stated before, basically overbooking is a huge issue. There are very few places that actually take 2 patients for 1 PT due to APTA standards of seeing a patient with 1 physical therapist. Double booking is not common. It's not a big thing. It's not looked at as well. Bad quality of care is due to this overbooking because there's not enough attention to the patients at all. Moral sensitivity is actually recognizing and interpreting and framing ethical situations. So basically what I stated in the last PowerPoint is just seeing this problem as a threat to the company in general because it's actually giving a bad rep for that company, and the patients that come in are leaving unsatisfied, as we see from this example patient that's Mary is working with currently. So, to reflect onto this whole thing, we'll look at the laws, duties, obligations, and ethical principles that are related to this. We know the facts. The facts that I've stated are overbooking 2 patients to 1 physical therapist. The stakeholders, which are going to be the organization that owns this company, and Mary along with her fellow PTs and PTAs. Then the consequences, which are going to be bad quality of care, legal trouble, and less business. Looking at our laws, duties, and ethical principles, you're going to see some non-malfeasance, beneficence, justice along with this as well. And then looking at our resources, we were able to find all this out from the Code of Ethics that was built by APTA, the Guide for Professional Conduct, Standards of Ethical Conduct, and also the RIPS decision-making model as well. So we look at deciding what the right thing is. There are 3 courses of action to resolve what this situation is, and it is a dilemma. For the first one, we look at rule-based, which is to follow the rules, duties, obligations, and ethical principles that every single PT, PTA should follow when it comes to treating patients in a clinical setting, regardless if it's outpatient or inpatient. Second is actually the end-based, which is determining consequences for each potential outcome and good/harm that will result for all stakeholders. And those stakeholders are, to reiterate, are Mary and the organizations along with also Mary's fellow employees. For care-based, it's going to be based on relationship and concern for others. That concern is going to be towards the patients and their well-being as well. To build a relationship, you have to care for the patients and you have to show that you are actually there with them and want to help them to get better. For implementing and reassessing, we look at our decisions that we have formulated for what Mary could do and what she won't do, such as if Mary does not do, or what Mary does what she is told by her supervisor, there's going to be 2 barriers, and that's going to be, one is the legal trouble, because of how many patients are in there with just so many physical therapists, and there's double booking. There is actually going to be legal trouble, such as there could be a potential fall risk. There could be someone that goes into cardiac arrest or someone faints. There's going to be those certain situations where there's not going to be enough hands on deck to help and to also keep an eye on the patients as well. And from that, that actually builds on to guilt, which will play into the PT's lives as they will not been able to help out the people that fell. The other is for Mary to actually go up to the higher level of management and to discuss her concerns. And there are also barriers to this as well. if she's going against her supervisor, there's going to be a potential loss of her job. She is doing the right thing in our eyes due to an ethical situation, but at the same time, it's also going to make the person, her supervisor, mad at her, and it's going to put more weight and more strain on her job performance as well. Our ultimate decisions, like I have stated, is that she should go up to the higher management. She should go talk to the boss that is above her supervisor. However, although Mary could make more money, she should do what is best for the patient, and that is what every PT has in their heart and also in their mind. And this decision will take the load off of the staff and increase the quality of patient care that every patient deserves when they come into a clinical setting. Our evaluation is patients deserve the best possible care, and that we will learn, as in no one's limits, and we will report unethical scenarios as well. Just looking at the picture, what have we learned? There's our reference. That is it.